The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, has described his principal, Muhammadu Buhari, as a stingy but generous man. What has that got to do? Adesina disclosed this in a statement to celebrate Buhari's birthday, titled Buhari at 79, Lessons We Have Learned from Him, posted on his Facebook page. Some people will tell you that when you hear Lai Mohammed behave the way he behaves, or he talks the way he talks, that you should not blame them. They are being paid to do that and they don't have conscience, so they can defend anything. So you don't expect Adesina to say less of what he's saying concerning Buhari. Okay, he's praising him because of his birthday, and he said he's generous, or he's stingy and a generous man. According to him, the president does not throw money at things or allow misappropriation of public funds, but knows how to give when necessary. Adesina also took a swipe at two former Nigerian leaders, Ibrahim Babangida and Olusegun Obasanjo. That is how they always look for trouble. If you want to praise him, praise him. Why are you dragging other people into this? Is this not a dividing and causing problems? All of those ones now, they have their followers, or they have their followers, they have their fans and loyalists. What do you expect? If you want to praise Buhari to high heavens. It is your cup of tea. That is what you are paid to do. Why are you dragging other people into this whole mess? If he's generous, let him be generous for himself. Though he never mentioned their names, he noted that while Buhari lives in a modest house in Daura, both Babangida and Obasanjo own massive Hilltop mansion. While Nigeria's former dictator Babangida is said to have a 50-bedroom Hilltop mansion in Minna, he retired after leaving office. Obasanjo retired also as a presidential library. Let me tell you a story. You have been to the Buhari home in Daura. Modest is what the structure shouts at you. As you approach, the furnishing modest, the local itself modest, the appurtenances modest, Adesina said. It is said that Buhari had used a carpet in that house for almost 20 years. No wonder he does not even bother what Nigerians go through for more than 20 years. But he can go to London to go and get a first-class treatment. He knew every bit of furniture and fittings like the back of his hands. And then one day in his first term as president, he visited home and a new carpet was in place. Who changed my carpet? That was the first question he asked as he stepped into the house. Imagine the president of Africa's most powerful country, the largest economy of the continent, having time to ask about a carpet that had become old and threadbare. But that is Muhammadu Buhari for you. Simple man, if ever there was one. We know of the 50-bedroom Hilltop mansion, even is slightly exaggerated, where his former colleagues live. And we know of presidential libraries and other mansions built by somebody else through what Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka called executive extortionism. But not all these trappings for Buhari. Scant regards for material things, what I recall my father describing as shadows of life. Devout, faithful and committed to his God. That is Muhammadu Buhari. Some people who have not attained 1/3 of the height he reached would already have their shoulders permanently up, kicking at God, saying, is this not the great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty? According to Daniel 4:29 and 30, godliness with contentment is great gain. He added, you can argue with him, he listens, and he is humble enough to change his mind and position, and he will tell you, you are very right, adding, my God, my good God, and he laughs. Stingy but generous, President Buhari is very thrifty. He does not throw money at anything or at things, and as his media advisor, I can tell you, he even pokes fun at himself, saying, don't you know I'm very stingy? True, he doesn't waste public funds. He won't misappropriate, and neither would he let you if he knows about it. But when he needs to give, he does. I have personal experiences which I've related before. I won't repeat them, lest some people ask me to bring part of it as they have done before. Do you know bigotry is a Muslim who loves and respects other religions? Part of the demarketing against him over the years is that he wants to Islamize the country. Really? Then he should start with me and his other Christian is and his vice president, a pastor. He should urge us to embrace Islam. I beg, una be Christian. No, the way Christian they behave, now two of all of now we now they where you they cancel. All of now be Christian. So if they call Christians now, for you too, you raise up your hand that you are a Christian. Femi Adesina, even the Oshibajo. So all of now say now be Christians. Really? You see black, you call it white. You see white, you call it black. So you can raise up your hands. If they call Christians, you too, you will raise your hand because they feel big. Take some time off. Spend the season with your family. By God, I hear. What of his compassion, his love for the lowly? I remember 2015, in the early days of the administration, someone had said at the cabinet meeting that the civil service was bloated and it could be time to cut the size by half. The president listened patiently and then said, I agree with you, but times are hard enough. And if it lies in my power, I won't want to see even one person lose his or her job. And so it remains. The lessons are plenty. The man has a mind of his own. That is why I laugh when they say a cabal is controlling him. Yes, he delegates a lot, but to abdicate responsibilities, he takes decisions and is not even afraid of taking tough ones. Clap for yourself. Now man, now ordinary man, now they praise like this. Oh. The money is working. What you are being paid is really, really working. Can you imagine this guy? So if they call Christians now, all of them will come raise in a hand. Say una be Christian. Oh. Femi, please address the issue of this failure to secure the country. Who cares whether he is rich or not? He solicited for our votes to rule and protect our lives and properties and failed to achieve that. Are those people you mentioned staying in Hilltop's mansions not better than him? In their time, we were secured. That is why they are being remembered today. If today was better than their time, believe me, no one will talk about them. So please advise your principal to do the needful and stop these baseless accusations and blame game. What has Buhari done in life to earn living in a mansion? He stole 2 billion naira heading PTF. He couldn't even invest it to earn more money. Some call Atiku, OBJ, IBB, etc. thieves, which is not wrong. But at least we can see how they invested to multiply what they stole. We are talking about someone not competent. This Femi is defending his Nicompom boss. It's like fluid are now draining from his medulla and frontal brain. Buhari met a debt of 12 trillion naira and has increased it to 40 trillion naira in just 6 years without anything to show for it. Oh my God, Buhari should become life president since he is the best president Nigeria ever. It's unfortunate. Another height of deceit to continue unnecessary killing of innocent lives. Who will be listening to them? Who will be listening to them? The people who are listening to them now, whether they are pretending, whether they are serious about all these protests, is a different ballgame entirely. But what we can see at face value, they are not happy. All of them are crying now. So guys, let's hear your opinion concerning what he said.